Boys, we got ourselves a new handbrake. It's called the Quacker 3000. Quack, 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 quack. There we go. Boys, Quacker 3000, best handbrake in the world. Who's a good boy? Yes, you are. Who's a good boy? Also, we're gonna be doing a CarX tier list. So, class 1 is where you start off when you buy this game. These are not really that great, at least on a steering wheel. Guys, on controller, you can pretty much make any car work, okay? So, we're gonna go into class number 2. And here are some good gems over here and kind of unusual cars as well. Thunderstrike, a very good car, very long, very heavy. I have a suspicion that longer wheelbase cars handle better because they're smoother. You have more time to react. They're smoother on the transition as well. You will definitely notice that. Small cars are very snappy when it comes to like transitions. Very good car for tandem, except for the part that is so big. If you do transitions, if you chase somebody, you have to give them a lot of space. Other than that, it's a pretty good car. So we're gonna put Thunderstrike, I think A tier, pretty acceptable. But good cars over here, we have to focus on good cars. This was pretty decent actually. The Long River over here. Oh yeah, it has a lot of power over here as well. We're gonna try to do the Ebisu jump, and that came out good. Yeah, this is absolutely a fantastic little beast. It's one of the newer cars as well. What I've noticed is new cars have like different physics compared to the very old cars that were added like years ago. So newer cars tend to handle a little bit better. Let me just do a 360 test over here as well. Alright, a little bit off the road, all good. So Long River is gonna go into B tier. Right, so Mifune. This was my favorite car back in the day. With engine swap, you can make this so good. By default, it's still good. It's just not as good as the other cars that are gonna be on the list. So I'm gonna put it into C tier over here. This DLC car, I have to point this car out. This is fantastic. This is a really good handling car as well. Just whipping a 360 in West Coast Arena. Looks beautiful as well. There's another S15 as well in class 5, which pretty much handles the same, I guess. Although I kind of prefer this one for some reason. I don't know. Maybe this handles a bit differently. I think there is a power difference as well. But here's another 360 over here. Which actually came out fantastic. So Daisho is gonna go into A tier. The Lumberjack is a decent car as well in class number 2. So Lumberjack actually, a class 2 car, is Subaru, is a pretty decent car as well by default. You don't really have to tune much. Slides very nice, relatively higher than the other cars. So if you're chasing a lower car, the visibility is not the best. However, it looks lovely, pretty easy to control. It doesn't want the biggest angle in the world. You gotta like watch out for big angles on this car. Other than that, it's absolutely amazing. So a Lumberjack over here is gonna go, I think, B tier. So let's see. We're gonna move into class number 3. BMW E46. I even have the most wanted livery over here. Nothing bad to say about this car, except again, not the biggest angle monster in the world. Yeah, with angle it struggles compared to some other cars. However, for class 2 car, I think it's pretty good. So the E46 is gonna go, I think, over in C tier. Wow, this looks really fair over here. Right, boys, so Intercepted, the next one, which even has a police livery over here, is really good. It actually surprised me. The physics of this car are just something else. There's one problem with this car, boys. This car is really high, so if you chase a car that is really low, you can't see that if you're really close. Your car is gonna cover that. You're gonna have to go into a different view. You're gonna have to like use this view so you can see in front, which I don't really like that view. But bro, the smoothness of this vehicle, bro, it is absurd. It is like one of the best cars in CarX. It's a police DLC. Again, maybe sounds like a conspiracy theory over here, but it's very heavy and big, and the bigger and heavier the car, the better it handles. It just seems to me so. I don't know, I could be wrong. But with one hand, I'm drifting it like it's nothing. The transitions are like butter smooth. Gonna do a 360 over here as well because why not? Amazing. So boys, the first S-Class vehicle over here. This vehicle will do drifting for you, okay? It is so good. Sorrow, boys. This is called Sorrow in the game. It is struggling with angle. Other than the angle, it is really good. The transitions are smooth, but it has very limited angle. Cars that are like smaller, shorter wheelbase seem to be more snappier. Snappy cars on steering wheels are not very good. On controller, snappy cars are actually fine. Subaru is gonna be in D. Guys, D is not horrible. It is a very driftable car. Right, moving on over here. This car with the beautiful flames, which is the S13. This is better than the Subaru. It still has that issue of being a small, tiny car. Which means, on steering wheel, 900 degrees, no assist, it is very easy to oversteer this car. However, it is very good for tandems. If you're on controller, it's absolutely amazing. You have to use this car on controller. And we're gonna be throwing a 360 entry over here as well. And reverse as well. 360 and reverse entry. So yeah, it's good. If I'm doing chill drifting, I like to use this car. It's called the Wellington S20 over here. And this car is gonna go into B tier. Moving on. Still class 3. I'm gonna skip over some cars which are like mediocre or like below mediocre on steering wheel. But the burner JDM. Woo, one of my favorite cars in CarX, boys. Even has my logo in the rear windshield over there. Oh yeah, guys, do you see the smoothness? Do you feel the smoothness of this car? Oh yeah, let's do a handbrake entry over here. That's gonna turn into reverse entry. Woo, I haven't held it. Yeah, this is a absolutely fantastic little beast over here. Again, guys, Chaser has a longer wheelbase, right? Longer wheelbase handles better in CarX, so I guess maybe I'm correct all along. If you haven't used this car in CarX, it's about time you do so. Burner JDM, aka the Chaser, is straight up going into S tier. And we only have a couple decent cars left over here. And this car over here, newer cars are better usually. This is a new car. It's called the Royal. Now, it is a big boy, guys. If you tandem with somebody, you will realize it is a pretty big boy. However, this car likes angle, okay? This car loves angle. And not really that easy to oversteer this car. It also has a lot of power, so I don't think I'm even maxed out on the power. Royal is an S tier car. Next car, the R34. Oh baby, this car is an angle monster. I'm having no issues of oversteering. Just look at this angle. It's just casually drifting with one hand. It is one of the easiest cars to drive for some reason. This car and the ER34, the 4 version of this car, handles pretty much the same as well. Just absolutely absurd amounts of angle. Horizon GT4 is an S-Class car as well. Boys, the Moon Knight, also one of the newer cars. However, it is slightly smaller. I made this one a little lower horsepower as well, so if I'm max throttle, it's not gonna be revving that easily. On steering wheel, it is not a bad car. It is pretty decent. However, since it is a tiny car, it's gonna have issues with the angle as well. It's just the wheel sometimes acts weird, but still I think a little bit above average. C tier. Very fair. Right. Okay, that is a good car. That is a good car. I'm gonna just straight up tell you. I've been putting a lot of hours in with this very specific car in CarX as well. It is small. It is a bit on the snappier side, but it's still alright. And that is not the oldest car in CarX as well. I remember the update when they added this car. So again, the newer cars they have added, they handle a bit better than the really old cars like the BMW E46, for example. So this car, yeah, it's gonna go into A tier. By the way, boys, done with class number 3. Interstate, it looks really big, it's heavy. For some reason, it's just good. So let me just remind myself how good this car was. The muscle cars, they have that instant torque as well. It's just very easy to whip around, and they never have issues with oversteer. They just have more angle than like short, tiny JDM cars. Like honestly, this is a bit similar to like Thunderstrike, which is also like a bigger vehicle. So the Interstate over here is gonna go into A tier. Next car in class number 4 that we're gonna be talking about is Eleganto. Oh boy. Well, you guys are in for a treat now. This car is heavier. This car has a longer wheelbase, and it's so good. I ain't even gonna use 2 hands. You don't need to use 2 hands. 1 hand is enough, okay? I think even half a hand. It's just amazing. It's so smooth. One of the smoothest cars in the whole game. I don't know why they made it so good. They definitely nailed the physics, at least the steering wheel physics over here with this car. I love it. I've been using it a lot, and I will continue using this car a lot. This is absolutely a blast to drift with. So Eleganto, just there's no question about that. It's straight up S tier. And now, guys, I don't know what is up with the police cars in the game, but this car is so good. On PC, if you want to use this car, you actually have to pay money. You need to have the police DLC on Steam. But man, it handles like the Lexus. They probably like replicated like the Lexus physics on this car and just call it a day. Again, this is like a one-hand drift car, just chilling. Absolutely insane angle, so smooth. Very good car for tandems. There's absolutely nothing bad I can say about this car. So Judge is gonna go next to Eleganto over here. Samurai over here. Samurai is a decent. I've never really figured out like good gear ratio for this car. Okay, let me try a proper 360 over here with this car. There we go, nice and smooth. Alright, that's what I'm talking about. Yeah, nothing bad I can say about this car. Pretty decent. It's gonna go into A tier. So the more up we go in classes, you can notice there are more S and A tier cars. Let's keep looking over here. That Porsche is a no. This, however, very good car, very decent. I would say it has very similar physics to R34. Like all the skylines are kind of similar. Maybe they have different weight to them. Very easy to do 360s with this car for some reason. If you like 360s, you're gonna probably have to get this car. Boom, check it out. Oh, yes. Look at that, just absolutely amazing. It's relatively tiny, but it handles good, so they definitely nailed the physics on this car. Last Prince is what it's called, so we're gonna put it next to Samurai over here. Magnum RT. Again, a lot of good cars in the higher class tiers. And it sounds pretty mean as well. I don't know if you care about the sound of the car. Maybe we can do a 360 jump over here as well. Yep, there we go. Now that's what I'm talking about. This car is not scared of any angle. Very smooth, very easy. Let's try a one-hand 360 as well. And boom, that's all you need to do. Yeah, this car gonna go straight up into S tier as well. Now boys, if you watch my videos, you know this car. This has always been my #1 vehicle in CarX, my main car. The ER34. If you have a steering wheel and you're using no assist, please at least once try this car. Even with default tuning, this car is absolutely amazing. I don't know what is it with this car. It's not too slow, it's not too big. This car is just perfection, and it's fast as well. Like the 360s and everything is like fast. Let me do another 360 as well. I love the fast-paced 360s. I think this car is the most fun as well. Like maybe this car is not even the most easiest, but for me, for some reason, it is the most fun. Flash is gonna go into S tier, and that is it for class number 4, and this is the last car. Now class 5 cars are all pretty decent, so we're gonna try to pick out a couple best ones over here. Mustang is very nice, guys. In any game, I've noticed muscle cars are the best drift cars. They just have this smoothness to it, and that smoothness comes with like maximum angle as well. Like I don't know why, but they can handle the most angle. So Cobra GT530, it's what it's called in CarX, and it is gonna go next to the Flash over here. Loki 4M, another fantastic vehicle. So the Loki 4M, this is the best BMW. Let's do a 360 test with this car as well. Look at that. Let's do another one. Boom. Just a 720. Very aggressive car. I wish the BMW E46 handled like that, bro. That would be crazy. But it's so smooth. I can even let go of the wheels sometimes. It's just nasty, bro. So Loki 4M is gonna go over here as well. Alright, looking at the list over here, what I gotta point out is Shark GT, another BMW for some reason. So I guess there are 2 good BMWs, the Loki 4M and this one. These are the 2 BMWs that are kind of similar to these muscle cars, I guess because they're heavier. I don't know. Let me try a 360 flex over here as well. Yeah, the only difference is they're like a little snappier. Really fantastic car for tandems as well. The wheel seems to be a little bit shakier, and sometimes like the force feedback on this car like it's kind of freaking out for some reason. It could be the tune, but probably if you got like a good tune on it, it would be like S tier as well. But my experience with this car is that it's A tier. But yeah, guys, this is my list, my recommendation over here. Guys, let me know how you like my Quacker 3000. Should I be using it in other videos as well? Let me know. But boys, if this video entertained you or helped you in any way, make sure you subscribe, okay? Help out the goose. Drop that like as well. And as always, stay sideways. Peace!